again. Hey everybody, I'm Hannah Davis of Body by Hannah, owner of a personal training studio in Tennessee, on the advisory board for Cosmopolitan Magazine. I've been featured in plenty of other national publications, author of Operation Bikini Body in 8 Weeks. I'm here with my co-host, Jessica Rumbaugh, who we've worked together a lot, most specifically in New York City. We work together a lot, and she's now in LA. So tell us about yourself, Jess.
Hey guys, I am Jessica Rumbaugh Guthrow from Live Lean TV. You might know me from YouTube. I've also authored a couple of ebooks like Build a Butt or Live Lean Formula for Women. I also do private coaching online and in person here in Los Angeles.
Yay. Okay. And today we're talking about weight training, where to start. So we asked the question that I think Brave in Spirit, you had an answer for us. Who of you guys are currently in an exercise or workout program, and for how long? When did you start, and what did you start with? So I'm curious about that. Just kind of throw your answers in there. If anybody's interested in joining, let me know. I'm going to lock the seat right now, but if anybody would like to step in, let me know in the comments. So we're gonna jump right onto topic. Where do you start? Let's say you wanna start weight training. We'll talk weight training specifically first, right? Because I think cardio is an easier thing to be able to do. You can go outside, you can walk, you can run, you can do the elliptical. People are a little less intimidated by cardio. So that tends to be the preferred starting place. And I think that's a great place to start, don't you, Jessica, if you're totally new?
Oh, yeah. If you have been doing zero exercise, I think absolutely you need to start with some cardio. You got to get your cardio shape up to par because weightlifting is quite cardio intensive. It's going to get your heart rate up. So just to go from the couch to weight training, I think it's better if you bridge that gap with a little bit of like outdoor activity, just kind of natural stuff like walking up the stairs, going for laps around your block. It's a great place for a beginner to start.
Right. But of course, we know that the most effective form of training for weight loss and for your overall health is weight training, right?
Yeah.
So where do you start? Let's say you've never been you've never lifted a weight in a gym before. You've been in there, you've been on the cardio equipment, but you're kind of intimidated by the weight training equipment. How do you know where to start?
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry, reading the comments. But yeah, I think the best place for someone to start, honestly, is to get a buddy, whether this means like hiring a coach. That's honestly the best way to do it, is hire somebody who's a professional and have them teach you from the basics 101 and kind of work your way up, build you up to get stronger, and make sure that you're doing everything with the right form and the right intensity and the right modifications to all the exercises. But of course, not everyone can afford a one-on-one trainer. So your other option then is to get a buddy, follow somebody. Like most people have friends who have lifted weights or friends who are into fitness. So just asking that friend to work out with you could be a really good step in the right direction.
Yeah. Like you said, everybody at least knows one person who likes to, hopefully one person. If you don't, go to the gym and be an extrovert and make friends.
Say hello.
Yeah. Thanks for joining again, Alex TV. Can you guys see us? It looks like Ashley can't see us, but can hear us, hopefully. So that's Brave in Spirit, if that's your name. That's an interesting comment. Body weight training. Jess, do you think body weight training is the best? I'm going to say the best place to start if you haven't been doing any training.
Certain things, I would say certain things yes and certain things no, because that's very broad when we're talking body weight training. Other things fall under that category. Like doing a plank, for instance, is a body weight exercise. doing a squat, doing a lunge, anything like that. It's technically body weight exercise, but there are a lot of body weight exercises that are super advanced, like dips or pull-ups, or pistol squats. Like there's certain things with body weight that are not necessarily beneficial or doable for a beginner. So I think the answer would be no, that body weight training is not the best place to start, but you have to be really specific what type of body weight training you're talking about.
Right. And I, believe it or not, agree with that. I think more often than not, I've started with clients that weren't even ready to handle their own body weight. So that's where even machines can really, that's when machines are my favorite place to start.
They can take down the intensity.
They can take down the intensity. It can place you in a perfect or better form.
Yeah, much safer. More stable, like less risk of injury.
Right. So you can build strength starting on machines and then work your way up to even body weight. I mean, I've definitely had clients in the past that aren't even able to perform a squat to a chair.
Yeah.
The legs just aren't strong enough, but on a machine, that's a place to start.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say if you are a brand new beginner to weight training and you don't feel like you have an incredible sense of body awareness or what to do with form, machines are a great place to start.
Mm-hmm.
The TRX machine, TRX is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I can use TRX with, if you guys don't know what a TRX is, it's a suspension training system. It's usually in the gym. It's the original is yellow and black, but of course there are many other kind of spin-offs of it. But basically it's using your own body weight with a supported suspension training, supported bands. And I can use that with my most advanced clients to my most elderly immobile clients. It's a fabulous training tool. But if you're just getting started, you might not want to buy a TRX and hang it up and try to figure out how to use it. Mm-hmm. I don't know that that's the best place to start.
Form is key on those. I think, like, even though there are a lot of modifications and stuff, if you don't know proper form already and you're just brand new to training in general, I think it's just going to be a little tricky to figure out the exercises and all that. I would probably recommend people at least take a couple of classes on the TRX before just using it on their own.
Right. I agree. Okay. So let's say that you go into the gym and you're going to use machines because you've never done anything. How do you know what to choose? Mm-hmm. Because there are a million different machines and you could just there's a bicep curl machine. Yeah. There's a lot of, stuff that takes up space.
And there's like different settings on the machine. Like you have to know what height to put the seat and what, range of motion to put the arms of things sometimes. And then also what weights to choose. It's really kind of intimidating for someone who has never been before and never done it.
Right. So fortunately, that's where being in a gym can really help you out because they have floor staff. They have people that work there that know how to use the machine equipment. And you can almost guarantee that they've got someone there that's going to be able to take you around to each machine and show you how it works, how to set it right for your body height, and all that.
Yeah.
Free weights all the way. I love free weights. We'll get into talking about free weights in just a minute.
Definitely all the way. But right now we're just talking about someone who's fresh off the couch, just completely new to fitness, like the very first thing you do. But definitely when you get to a certain level, free weights all the way. I would agree that. Yeah. Hannah, wouldn't you say that you rarely use machines now for yourself?
Rarely. I mean, unless assuming that you're not counting the like a hack squat is kind of a machine because that's fixed.
That's true. Hack squat, Smith machine is still a machine.
Yeah.
Also like a assisted pull-up machine I sometimes still use.
Right. So there's still some good machines out there that we'll use.
Of our training is barbells and dumbbells, right? Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. For sure. And especially my studio is small. So
Yeah.
even sometimes I wish that I did have an excellent leg press, because I can find a lot of value in a leg press depending on the client. But I just have to get creative. So I want to talk about if you're using machines and you're starting a new program, the question, how do you use those machines? Okay, we can get help. But then how do you make a program for yourself? Like, how do you know because what's important is that you know how to create a balanced training program, that you're not going to just only, work one side of your body, because that's just going to create problems in the long run. So my easy answer to that, very basic answer, is to perform a squat, a push, and a pull.
I love don't skip leg day. You're going to become a man popsicle if you have skinny legs and a strong upper body. Don't do that.
That's true. Never skip leg day.
Leg day is always the one that gets skipped first, right? And it's because it's hard. Like it is, like you work your legs, you sweat the most and it burns the most and it makes you the most sore. So it's definitely hard. Yeah, don't skip any of the days. Like do all of them.
Yeah, my clients are like, why do we do legs every time? I'm like, well, you only see me twice a week. And
that's why. Yes.
That's why. And legs burn the most calories. So like it's your biggest muscle group. So if you're trying to lose weight, you better be working those legs. You better be squatting, lunging, deadlifting.
And if you're trying to build muscle too, this is another thing
absolutely
is that for guys, especially if they have a skinny upper body, chances are you need to train more legs. Like doing things like deadlifts, doing things like squats, they help the whole like metabolic, they're going to raise your testosterone.
Yeah, it raises your testosterone level.
For you. Yeah. So if you're struggling to gain muscle mass as well, do legs. If you're also struggling to lose fat, do legs, because it creates that whole like muscle building, fat burning environment in your body.
Yeah. For guys that are trying to build mass, I always recommend that they start the workout, even if it's like chest day, they're doing split training and it's chest day. I recommend starting with some sort of lower body movement just to release like higher levels of testosterone. So there is a little tip for you.
Yeah, a little secret trainer tip.
Little tricks of the trainer.
Yeah, the little tricks that people don't even know we're doing it. When we have clients that we're training and we have them do like leg exercises, sometimes they don't even realize like what's going on. Don't you do that?
Right.
Like combine an upper body exercise with a lower body exercise. They don't even realize they're doing a squat because they're doing like a squat and press or something.
Right.
You gotta kind of trick yourself sometimes.
It's true. Make it a little more interesting. Okay, so let's say you're using machines, you're new to the gym, you're doing your push, your pull. Well, let's talk about what is the push exercise? What does that mean? Push-ups. That's an easy one.
And it's funny because push and pull, it doesn't just mean for the upper body. I think most of the times people think of push-pull as like push-ups or pull like rows.
Right.
But there's more to it than that. Like a leg press, for example, is a push exercise versus like a hamstring curl would be a pull exercise for the lower body. So when you say push and pull, like you could have a push workout that also includes legs, and you could have a pull that also includes legs. But a lot of people tend to do it on a 3 split. So it's like push, pull, and then legs separately. So it just depends on how you want to work it. But legs so killer. Nice. Good job, girl.
Ashley, what did you do for your leg workout? I'm curious.
And did you come up with the workout on your own, or did you get it from somewhere else?
Yeah, that's a great question. I want to know if you guys are coming up with your own workouts, or are you looking online for workouts? How are you getting your workouts? How are you figuring out? Yeah, if it's leg day, are you just aimlessly picking not that there's anything wrong with that. Maybe you do get to the gym and you're not even sure what you're going to do with legs. Maybe you do the same thing every time. I don't know.
Or maybe it's completely random every time and you just have no idea what's going to go down. Like whatever machines are open, whatever equipment's looking good.
Right.
There's multiple ways to go about it. I would love to know what's the most common here.
Yeah, I get my workout from my trainer cousin. Well, isn't that convenient?
It's so nice to have trainers in the family.
Right. Do they do it for free, Ashley, your cousin? Or do they make you pay? They make you pay.
And is it like a written down workout, or did they just kind of tell you what to do?
Good question. So let's say you're moving on from machines. What should you move on to? Is that when you should move on to free weights?
Upper body day. Oh, nice. Lethal Leslie's going to do my workout I posted yesterday. Yes. If you guys all haven't seen that, watch it on YouTube. I just posted a workout that I did on Monday. It was posted on YouTube yesterday, and it's an upper body high volume workout. So it's like lighter weights. It's funny. People were saying like, those weights are light for you, but if you watch
but it's good to switch it up.
It's not my first workout.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and it's okay to switch it up. Actually, since we're on that subject, I think that's a great tip for someone who's totally new to working out is to go ahead and start with lighter weights and higher volume. Higher volume means higher reps. Like if you're doing curls, choose lighter weights that you can get to about 15 reps with. And that will kind of help you focus more on proper form and just get comfortable with using the weight. So, little tip for newbies.
And just so you guys know, like when it comes to high volume, I personally, I don't know about you, Hannah, but I wouldn't recommend doing any more than 30 reps of an exercise. Like that's kind of where I cap it off there, because anything higher than 30 and you're really doing endurance training, and you're probably not feeling the first 15 reps. If it's light enough more than 30, you probably don't even feel it until the end. So I would suggest keeping your numbers at like 20 or lower. And like in yesterday's workout video, you'll see that I did 5 sets of 15 reps. So in the end, you're doing a whole lot of reps, but you're breaking into chunks. Like, so it's 5 separate chunks of 15. And then that's how you get the high volume, is because you need to give your muscles like a little bit of break so you can work hard during the sets.
Right. Yeah. Higher volume training is often used. Well, it's used for a couple different things. Number one, if you are an endurance athlete, let's say that you are a runner and you want to improve your running economy, then it's a good idea to choose higher volume training. But that still only means to get to that aerobic energy system, you only need to do about 15 reps. You can do between 15 and 20. So I would say there's absolutely no reason to be going to 30 reps. Another reason you would choose higher volume training is if you're wanting to really add muscle. We talked about this in a past blab. If you're really trying to build muscle, ladies, you can only build but so much, so don't worry about this here. But that's when you're going to start doing, 5 sets of 15 and just really taxing your muscle. And it's just a progressive way of training, I would say. It's a great phase of training to go through. And then maybe you want to phase back into strength, and it's just a great way to always keep your body progressing, never plateauing, and just seeing and figuring out what works best for your body too. It's a great idea to phase into this stuff.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I think phases of training are important. And of course, now we're kind of getting into advanced training techniques. And this is like a little bit of a different discussion. But like, you guys should realize that whatever workouts you choose right now they're not the same workouts you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. We recommend you change up your phase like every 6 to 12 weeks. You don't want to be doing the same thing for longer than 3 months at a time. It's not going to respond. Your body's going to stop responding. You're going to stop fat loss, stop noticing muscle gain, and you're just going to feel like you're going through the motions. And also it gets really mentally boring. So just keep that in mind, that you got to keep your mind stimulated as well as your muscles. So there's like a 2-part equation. It's not just about the body, but it's also about your experience and keeping you motivated.
Right. Which is why we create multiple workout programs. That's why Jess has like a gazillion. I'm working
all the time. So like every single month Brad and I are putting out a new workout for our members, because 4 weeks is like a good amount of time to change up your workout program. It keeps people really motivated, really interested. And the only thing that's changing is like the rep scheme, the set counts and all of that stuff. Like the exercise kind of basics are always the same. Like we always use the exercises that work. So sticking to basics that work, like we always tell you guys about, is like not jumping to all this craziness and like following all the fads and stuff. You have to kind of sort of like a solid foundation.
Stick to science.
Yeah, science-based, proven.
Science works. So I'll tell a funny story about, since we're talking about science. There's a girl that regularly attends my Body Fit class, and she was like doing Shaun T workouts, so like when she came to my class, which is pretty, high intensity, she totally could do it. Like her conditioning level was like through the roof, but her body actually was just not where it wasn't as lean as she wanted it to be. So, I talked to her for a bit about what she was doing. I'm like, well, that's great. You can do Shaun T's workout. I know it's hard. I know it's like all this. And I said, but you really want to start lifting. You want to start lifting heavy. You want to start challenging your body in that way. And I wish I had it pulled up in front of me, but she texted me this week and said, oh my gosh. And she said, in 4 weeks, I'm down 7% body fat. Like she works at a hospital, so she uses the body fat
that's awesome.
Scale there, and talking about her inches and all that. And I was like, so what? Because she didn't tell me that she listened to me and she started, really weight training. And I said, so what have you been doing differently? And she said, well, I started lifting heavy. And she was like, you were right. And I was like, imagine that. It's like science or something. So I'm like, I didn't make this up. Like this is,
right. I know,
years of studies. So
women are always so skeptical until they actually do it and actually feel it. I feel like that's when the like mental shift happens, because like, you and I are living proof that you can lift barbells and heavy dumbbells and still not look like a man, so believe it like deep down to the core, but there's still so many women out there who just don't get it because they've never tried it.
Right. So our challenge should be to tell, just try it for 4 weeks.
Yes.
I want to go back because I think a good point to make is, because we are talking about newbies and like, where do you start? If you're just getting started, I would recommend you repeat the same program maybe for longer than 4 weeks, depending on how, it depends on how much body weight, because in the beginning of training, you're creating body awareness, you're creating neuromuscular adaptations, and all that takes a couple weeks in itself. And then the body starts kind of getting it. And so it starts responding better to it. So if you're just getting started, I would recommend sticking with a solid training program, or like I said, just a push, a pull, and a leg, just to get you started, to build strength in those movement patterns.
Yeah, that's true. That's a really good point, is like all that like neurological development is happening in the beginning. So you go through a period, like when we have someone that's a true beginner, you're going to go through a period of several weeks where you're really not seeing much change. And that's because all the change that's occurring is so small and so micro, but so important too. You're building that base and that foundation to then get the fat loss and muscle building results. But you can't skip that step. Like you can't walk before you crawl. You have to go through that.
Right. Exactly. So that's just really, Triska Fawn, what do you mean? What is totally you? What were we talking about?
I think I think that was at the time when you were talking about the girl who was doing all the Shaun T workouts and like super.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what it was, but like how many?
She was Shaun T in shape.
Yeah, I wonder if you feel that like you're doing everything that you're supposed to do and you're still not where you want to be. Like I wonder how many people feel like that right now.
Yeah, that's a good question. Who's been working out for a long time and don't see the results that they've been kind of working towards? Or are all of you getting awesome results? Ashley, how's your training going now that, you're kind of focused on being healthy? You teach and only do strength 2 times, but it's been enough lately. Strength twice a week. If it's a really solid 2 times a week, I think that can be fine. And it's going to depend how high intensity your 4 days are to make sure that you're not, and how strength training based that high intensity interval training is. So you're not burning muscle, but that you're actually getting a chance to build muscle. So your diet is going to have an impact on that as well.
The other thing that's really tricky about that, and I know this because I used to teach a lot of high intensity classes, and so I know what it's like to be a class teacher and be doing like 4 classes a week. I'm sure you do too, Hannah. But there's something so different about teaching a class and taking a class, because even though when you're teaching, you're getting sweaty and your heart rate's up and you're moving your body and everything, you're focused on them. You're not focused on yourself. So
hopefully you are.
Well, yeah, hopefully you're focused on them because that's what you're being paid to do. But, you may not, the intensity of the class may be enough for the students. It may not be enough for you because you might be at a different level. And your own focus is so important in your own workout. So I would encourage you, even though you are teaching those classes, if it's possible, try to keep your energy down a little bit during those classes. You don't have to do every move with the class to instruct. This is a lesson I had to learn when I was teaching, is sometimes they just need your words and your presence. They don't need you to actually do it. And so you could teach the class separately and then do your own workout separately. I think that might help you get better fat loss results.
Yeah,
but
for sure. I think, I don't know, I might just be doing this because I come from a personal training background and not a fitness instructor background.
Yeah.
But I'm a little too OCD to do the class along with everybody. Like I need to have this obsession, to make sure that they're doing everything properly. And but I had to figure out how to balance that too, because I think they like to know that you can keep up with your own workout.
Yes.
And you're doing it right there with them, you're sweating right there with them. But kind of balancing that out with guiding them.
Yeah. I don't know if any of you guys in here actually take classes. We'd love to hear your opinion if anybody wanted to jump on the seat and talk about what it's like to be a student.
I'm going to unlock. Yeah. I'm going to unlock a seat if anybody wants to. You teach too many to take classes.
That was me too. Yeah. When you teach a lot, last thing you want to do is take somebody else's class, but.
Right.
It is
I don't teach that many classes.
Yeah. It is a good way to actually get focused on your own workouts. Yeah. And I know no time is a very common excuse, but when you really think about it, all you might need is 30 minutes a day. And anyone can make 30 minutes just by waking up 30 minutes earlier, but rather hit the weights on your own than take a class. Yeah, that's true.
We'd rather you do that too, actually.
Yeah, honestly we would. Yeah. I think it's better for people to, lift instead of just jumping around in cardio class. I think your results are going to be better. You're going to like your, the end result of what's happening to your body. I think you're going to like it better if you focus on weight training.
Right.
And at your own level. I think that's really important too, is classes are kind of good for motivation sometimes, but so often they're at the wrong level. Either it's too advanced for you or it's not advanced enough. So you got to working out on your own is really beneficial because you can tweak the level to your own needs.
Right. It's, but a lot of people need that push from a class. They're incapable of pushing themselves. So how do you do that? How do you figure out how to push yourself?
Friska Fawn, we have homework for you. Do it.
Yay.
Hopefully you feel accountable to us. We'll talk to you next Friday.
Yeah, come back next Friday.
Yeah.
So wait, I had a question. What was it? How would you tell somebody, what are some tips to encourage somebody to push themselves harder with weight training?
Mm. I think one of the tips that I've always liked, and I've used a lot personally, is when I think I'm done, I have two more. You know, that's always like a little
Ooh.
quote that I've said in my own head for me. Like when I think I'm done, I have two more. So when you've
Yeah.
maxed out on push-ups and you're like, I can't do another one, then you just like
Two more.
like, two more. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
always
tap into your inner trainer. That's
that's
actually really, yeah, self-talk.
self-talk
You
is
know,
incredible. Yeah.
yeah, and I do that a lot too,
Yeah.
actually. I guess that's another trick of the trainer. That's what we do to get through it. And
Yeah, and
you
your
know,
mind always goes to that place of like, I can't, I'm done,
yeah,
that's all I've got. You know, your mind is always going to go there. Like, I feel that pretty much every time I work out, I feel those like internal thoughts of like, I'm done, that's it, you know? So every time you feel that thought, if you just remind yourself, oh, I got at least two more. And like two seems so insignificant, like 2 reps, come on, anyone can do
right.
that. So you push yourself to get those extra two. And then instead of leaving like some potential on the table, you feel like you've really taken it to the real edge, you know, because your mind is always going
Right.
to for your body.
Right. Does it concern you when you see people lifting weights and not making any noise at all? It's a real question.
Yeah.
Are you a noisemaker? I can't remember if
Yes.
you are. I mean,
I think
yeah.
I think, you know, it's funny because I just posted a video on Instagram. So if you guys all go look at my Instagram right now, it's at Jessica Rumba. And you go back like maybe it was 2 days ago, I posted a picture of me doing like squats. And you can like, if you listen closely, you can hear my little grunts.
Yeah.
Like every time.
Yeah.
I don't even notice I'm doing it until I watch a video. Then I heard that in the video. I was like, this is embarrassing.
Yeah. But no, I bring that up kind of in a silly way, but to say that that's kind of another indicator of how hard you're working. And true. I just cannot, if I'm pushing myself as hard as I can push myself, I can't be silent. Like there is air that has to come out, like in a grunt.
Air sound, yeah. It doesn't have to be like a noisy grunt, but it at least has to be like heavy breathing or, you know, something.
I don't have this on me, but I read a study actually, and maybe it was like only a hypothesis. I can't remember how far and how conclusive this little article was, but it talked about grunting and actually how beneficial grunting was for weight training.
That's funny.
It you know, the way that it tenses up the muscles, the support muscles to kind of push you through the movement.
That's
funny. So I'm just saying, make some noises, people. Don't be afraid to make some noises. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Grunt it out. And I think that's probably another intimidating factor for like girls going to the gym and, you know, not wanting to be loud.
That's true. Yeah. But don't be afraid. You know, honestly, like girls always think to be judged if they're lifting weights, but usually the impression is very good. Like people are usually really impressed when they see a girl working out with heavy weights. I get a lot of compliments in the gym. I don't know if you get this, but people will always be like, "Oh, wow, you're so strong," or whatever, you know, like they make good, like positive compliments about how heavy I'm lifting or how hard I'm working, you know?
Right. So work hard. Do we have any questions? I'm really sad we didn't get a whole lot of people in here tonight. I feel like we started out with more people in the other other blab we had going on.
I know these technical difficulties. We're sorry, you guys, but it's so cool that you guys will like hunt us down and like join the redo. Thank you.
Yeah. So we're here every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Pacific Coast time. Guys, do you have any questions about your training program? This is the best time to take advantage of figuring out what's not working and how you can make something work better in your exercise program. We can even go off topic. I can always change the topic.
Yes. Free advice being given to you right now. So
right. People pay us hundreds for this advice.
We do. You guys are getting it for free.
It's true. We'll check out if you need guidance or ever know anybody that needs guidance with workout programs. Got to check out bodybyhannah.com. Got to check out jessicarumba.com. We have excellent guided programs with illustrations, with video exercise. What am I trying to say? Has video
demos?
It's Friday, y'all. Yeah, demos that you can just click on, and it shows you what the exercise is and how to do the proper form.
Honestly, you guys, Body by Hannah, this Operation Bikini Body program is so legit, so easy to use. Like, I highly recommend it. If you guys are starting out and you just don't know exercise names and all that stuff, the way she has it linked to like videos, it's so easy. You're like reading through the PDF and you see an exercise name that you don't know, you click on it and it plays. It's just, I wish I had done that feature for my program. I haven't yet, maybe in the future.
Yes, she'll do it in the future.
Above and beyond, yeah. So get that program, like really for beginners.
Thanks, Jess.
Yeah.
And check us out on our other social media accounts, because we're always sharing we're spreading the information. I like how Jess does this. She's got different stuff going on Snapchat than she's got going on Instagram, that she's got going on YouTube. So you got to follow all those accounts. And same thing for me.
Really where I think I share like the realest stuff on Snapchat. So if you guys want to see like, my daily activities, my daily food, my daily workouts, like a lot of it is on my Snapchat, and that's Snappy Jessie.
Yeah. And put your website up. I know she has the best Snapchat. But if you can follow all of my social media links if you just go to bodybyhannah.com. And I think you have all your social links up at your website, right, Jess?
Yes, I do. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. But thank you to the return folks. We love having you. We love your input.
Yeah.
Continue to come back and see us and share tricks of the trainer. We're trying to, grow this little blabisode to be something really cool. Jess is going to post the replay of this blab on our YouTube channel. She always does, so you can share it that way as well. And any week, especially you guys that keep coming back, we'd love to have you take a seat one week. And if you guys have any topics that you guys want us to talk about, email us, post it on Twitter, send us a topic that you want to talk about. If there's a lot of crazy information out there, and there's a lot of contradicting information out there. So that's what we are inspired to get the right information out there in the most layman way possible, so that you understand it, and really we want to break it down for you. So Ashley's been tried and true. Been here since our first blab.
That's awesome. Support.
Yeah. So it's great to be with you guys again this Friday night. I'm going to go ahead and schedule next week's blab right now. So make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Bye, you guys.
Cool.
See you
Bye. Bye-bye.